Have you ever finished a game and just sat there completely speechless trying to process what just happened? You know that feeling when the story hits you so hard, the twists leave you stunned, and the ending stays with you long after the screen goes dark? Today I'm sharing some of those unforgettable games that left me absolutely speechless right after the ending. Before we jump into the video, I want to ask you for a quick favor. If you enjoy this kind of content, please take a moment to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Your support truly means the world to me. Every new subscriber not only helps our community grow, but genuinely motivates me to keep editing videos like this. Thank you, and without wasting more time, let's get into the video. The ending of The Witcher 3 is an emotional roller coaster, and honestly, it's one of the most impactful conclusions I've seen in a game. Depending on the choices you make, you can get one of several different endings, and each one feels meaningful in its own way. For me, seeing how Geralt's relationship with Ciri unfolds was the heart of the entire journey. After all the monster hunting, politics, and war, it comes down to how you've influenced Ciri's choices and her fate. The moments leading up to the end, where Ciri faces the White Frost, are so tense, and I genuinely felt the weight of my decisions. And the multiple endings add more depth to the game. Different people will feel different emotions depending on the choices they make. Ultimately, the game gives you so much closure while still letting you feel like the world goes on. Whether you end up with Yennefer or Triss, or if Geralt is just a lone wanderer, there's this sense that the world keeps spinning even after everything you've done. It's different, but that's what makes The Witcher 3 so unforgettable. It leaves you satisfied, but also longing for more stories in that world. The Witcher has been one of the most iconic RPGs of all time. That's why it was good to play such a high-quality, big-budget game and finally see the curtains roll on Geralt and Ciri's story. We all know how awesome Nier Automata is. It's one of the best anime-style iconic games of all time. The blend of different playstyles is crazy, as you get to play in third person and even in side-scrolling. The story is the best thing, as by the end you get really attached to the characters. Also, without spoiling anything, you need tissues after finishing the game. Nier Automata is one of those games that just sticks with you long after you've finished it. The gameplay itself is smooth and satisfying, with this fluid mix of hack-and-slash combat and bullet hell moments that keeps you constantly engaged. It's a weird but incredibly cool blend of genres. You switch between melee combos and twin-stick shooter mechanics, and it somehow works so well together. The game plays with your expectations in a way that very few others do. You're thinking it's just a typical post-apocalyptic sci-fi about androids fighting machines, but then it hits you with deep philosophical questions about life, death, and the meaning of existence. Every time you think you've figured it out, the game flips the script, especially with those multiple endings. And I'm not talking about tiny alternate endings. Each one adds layers to the story and characters. You're not just playing a game, you're diving deeper into a narrative puzzle. I know that Eternal is not everyone's favorite choice. Some of you guys probably like the 2016 release or maybe older versions. However, for this video, we will be talking about the fast-paced jam where your goal is just to blast enemies. Doom Eternal is a straight-up adrenaline rush from start to finish. There's this insane rhythm you get into with all the different weapons and abilities. It forces you to stay aggressive as there's no hiding or camping. You're constantly switching weapons, managing ammo, health, and armor with glory kills, chainsaws, and flame-belching enemies. The movement is super fluid with the dash and double jump making you feel like a total beast. All this proves that your entire goal is to complete the game by killing as many enemies as possible. I know some of you guys will disagree. However, in my opinion, the story is something that doesn't matter too much in such games. Eternal is also available on PS5, which means all the core aspects, such as graphics, gameplay, and cutscenes, are enhanced to provide a masterpiece experience. You get these moments where it's pure mayhem and it's so satisfying to clear them out. The heavy metal soundtrack kicks in, and it feels like you're in this perfectly crafted dance of destruction. When you first start this game, you will think about quitting it a lot. Even the normal enemies can kill you in 2 attacks. So Sekiro is not something you can enjoy like other normal fun games. It's one of those games that you must play to get better, learn some new skills, and want to experience the sense of challenge. Throughout the game, you will defeat several strong bosses, and I mean really strong ones. That's why when you reach the end, all those victories will make you feel as if you have done something great. This sheer sense of accomplishment is what makes the ending of Sekiro perfect. Also, the story or the lore serves a great purpose. You can see different endings depending on the choices you make or the items you gather. I completed the game 4 times to see different endings, unlock new passages, or just to learn some new skills. Sekiro sure is a game not for everyone, but if you are looking for some high-definition challenge, then it's definitely the best one on the market. They say that in Sekiro, it's not that the game becomes easy, it's you who gets stronger. However, the funny thing is that no matter how strong you get, if you are still not careful, then even the normal enemies can kill you in seconds. Bloodborne is the dark horse of the Souls games. It's kind of sad that the game is only available on PS4. For this reason, there are still players who have never completed the game. I hope that in the next 2 years we can finally get a PC port. Anyways, when you first enter Bloodborne, you will literally feel like quitting it because of how tough everything is. Unlike other Souls games, this time you're just thrown into this dark world. And the first boss will definitely take you over 10 to 15 tries, maybe even more depending on how good you are in Souls games. The more you progress, the harder the enemies get. But the good thing is that you learn throughout the gameplay. In Bloodborne, you can't just beat everything with strong builds or weapons. You must learn the attack patterns and use different strategies. I always say that this game is not for beginners. Bloodborne is something that you must play after completing the other Souls games. Otherwise, you won't be able to appreciate the mastery of the game. It's loaded with dark environments that really give you chills. It's as if the game is telling you that you're miserable and completely alone in this demonic world. Some bosses will easily kill you in seconds, and you will retry over 30 times, finally reaching the conclusion of what you're even doing with your life. Anyways, what makes the game perfect are the multiple endings. I won't spoil anything, but I'm sure that you will consider Bloodborne as one of the best you have ever played after seeing the ending. Next, we are talking about Ghost of Tsushima. From the moment you start the game, you easily get hooked. I remember booting it up for the first time, and trust me, the atmosphere will hit you. The island of Tsushima is gorgeous, and every scene is something straight out of a painting. The way the wind guides you instead of a traditional HUD is such a subtle touch, but it makes exploring so much more immersive. The open world, the combat, the parkour, and the variety of side content all make the experience 10 out of 10. There isn't just one basic aspect that's better than the others. Combat is at its finest. It's such a satisfying feeling to cheese through the enemies with different stances, and the addition of ghost weapons truly makes you feel like a ninja. Also, don't even get me started on the standoffs. Besides combat, I love how beautiful and big the world is. You explore each part of the island in different acts, which forces you to see each corner and uncover the secrets. There are hidden duels, shrines, side quests, and special NPCs. One thing is for sure, you will definitely miss a good amount of hidden stuff in your first playthrough. I remember spending hours completing mythical tales. The developers did an amazing job providing us with all this amazing side content besides the main storyline. The struggle of Jin trying to save his island's people and becoming worthy of the protector in the process is something you have to experience yourself. Sifu is a game that hits hard, both in terms of combat and difficulty. It's all about precise timing, dodging, and countering, so you really have to master the mechanics if you want to survive. The combat feels super satisfying once you get into the flow, but trust me, it's brutal when you mess up. But it's not just button mashing. You have to think through every move. It's challenging, but in a way that makes you want to keep getting better. One thing that stands out is the aging mechanic. Every time you die, you age, and it makes you think carefully about every encounter. It feels like the game is punishing you for mistakes, but at the same time rewarding you when you start mastering your skills. If you love the thrill of getting better and just smashing enemies left and right with some of the coolest weapons, then you will absolutely love Sifu. I know a lot of guys love the challenge and the thrill of mastering each fight, while others wish the difficulty curve were a bit smoother. But who needs it easy when you can have an epic, right? You can say that Sifu is like a blind date with destiny. But mastering Sifu is like mastering the art of flirting. It takes practice, but damn if it isn't satisfying when you get it right. So grab your controller because Sifu is waiting to test your kung fu chops and maybe your patience too. The next one is Wukong. As someone who's played it, I can tell you it really lives up to the hype. There's no doubt that every one of you guys will get hooked just from the first cutscene. The whole setting, the environment, those colossal monsters or gods, whatever. I can't describe, but that moment felt as if it's a huge, big-budget, awesome AAA game. Anyways, two of the best things that make the game stand out are the combat and the number of bosses. Speaking of combat, Even though you only have a staff, there is no shortage of fun. You can do so much cool stuff and amazing attacks with a single staff that you can't do even with 10 weapons. The game is loaded with bosses, whether it be the main ones or just